Welcome, boys and ghouls. It is I, Alucard, the Dark Lord. Welcome back, everybody, as we continue our experience of the scariest things. Today, we will not be watching anything paranormal. Today, we're gonna be a little bit more real. We're gonna be watching the 6 most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. Links in the description. By the creator called Chilling Scares. In my encounters, sometimes the real things are even more scarier than the paranormal. Let us see some of the scariest encounters one comes up with while trying to explore the outdoors. Scary. So everybody, remember, grab your blanket, bring your adorable little plushie, and get comfy, because we're about to probably be seeing the most spookiest stuff out there. 3, 2, 1, let's go!
In April 2019, a YouTuber named Jason uploaded a video to his channel.
I like the beard. The beard is nice. Makes him look more rugged.
Happy Mountain Trekkers, in which he recorded footage of his solo overnight trip to the mountains.
Ooh. The solo campers. Ugh. This is gonna be interesting. Not recommend go solo camping. It's there's a lot of stuff that can happen, but we'll see.
His channel is dedicated to all things outdoors, in which Jason frequently uploads videos of his adventures hiking, camping, and surviving in the woods. In this particular video, his hike up to the mountain is pretty uneventful, and as soon as he arrives at the campsite, Jason begins setting up his tent and shows his viewers how he starts a fire as the sun begins to set. As he waits for the day to end, he tries his luck at spoon carving, and this is when he reports hearing a strange sound coming from the top of one of the mountains, but he writes it off as a bird or some other small animal and continues setting up for the night.
Yeah, when you're out there, you do tend to hear a lot of stuff out there. Even probably some stuff you probably never heard of. But we'll see.
At about 9 o'clock, he turns his camera off to go to bed, but less than an hour later, he wakes up to a strange sound that he says he's never heard before in his life. He mentions it sounded like some sort of guttural animal call, but because it came from pretty far away, he couldn't identify what it was.
It could be a bear.
I'm still rattled. I've never heard anything like that in my life. It sounded like a mix between almost like a pig.
Uh-huh.
Some kind of, I hate to even say it, but a pig, an ape, and the calls almost sounded like how the velociraptors.
Oh, howl of a velociraptors, he says. Because it probably is in a mountain region, it could be the echoing of one of the animals out there, whether it be a bear, maybe a pig. There's warthogs out there, but most likely a bear, and it's sounding like a velociraptor. But who knows? There are some birds that can mimic other animals, and that's probably what it sounds like. But let's just keep going and see what happens.
Communicate with each other on Jurassic Park. I've never heard anything like that in my life.
Well, if you go into different areas,
Still
of
shaken
course,
after
you're
the
not
rude awakening, he tries to go back to bed, but just a few hours later at around 1 a.m., he wakes up again to what he describes as the sound of something or someone circling his tent.
Ooh, praise is yeah. If there's bears, wolves, or something like that, they could be smelling whatever he's cooking, and it will basically keep an eye on him and see if they can get him.
Are you a Roblox fanatic?
Not the
Microsoft
Roblox.
Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn digital gifts.
That That was the most spooky thing of all.
Whatever it is, it's close.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
You hear that?
I hear it. I hear it.
Whatever it is, it sounded like there was 2 or 3 of them.
Oh god,
And
it's
it
a pack.
started on the other side of my camp.
Oh, that's
went
not
around
good.
My perimeter.
If you look closely at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you can see the reflection of what appears to be 1 or 2 sets of eyes.
Oh god, you can't see the eyes. Wait, let's see if we can go back.
The bottom left-hand corner of the screen.
Oh, right there. Oh, right there in that area. It does look like a little bit of pair of eyes. Ooh. That's not a situation you want to be in, especially being alone. I mean, I love camping, but I'd never do this alone. Not in this remote area.
Screen, you can see the reflection of what appears to be 1 or 2 sets of eyes as he pans his flashlight over them. Although there are many animals with eyes that reflect light at night, based on the fiery white color of the reflection, it's very likely that Jason was being observed by wolves or coyotes.
True.
Dog's eyes
True,
will also
very
give
true.
off a white reflection, but considering that it was around 1 a.m. when this happened, it's unlikely that a dog would be walking around in the mountains so close to his campsite.
Not a dog. It could be coyote or wolves. Or, I mean, it could be just a small raccoon or something that is trying to stay hidden, because I don't see a coyote or wolf being that quiet for that long, especially that close. If it could be a raccoon, could be squirrels, that could be that some scavenger animal that is trying to sneak around and get whatever little niblets that they can get if they smell the food.
Coyote and wolf attacks on humans are rare, as both species
That's a nice little pupper. I want a pupper like that.
tend to avoid human contact, but they can still become very aggressive if they feel threatened, especially if they have pups nearby. If this were the case, Jason would be in grave danger, but chillingly he doesn't even seem to notice the eyes watching him as he scans the area with his flashlight.
Yeah, like I said, it could be a scavenger just looking for some food. I mean, it's nature for crying out loud. It can be anything.
Luckily, he went back to his tent and slept safely through the night. When he woke up the next morning, he recorded another update for his viewers, but he never mentioned the eyes that his camera had captured the night before, suggesting he might have never noticed.
Oh, that's got to be the scariest thing, especially when you go back and review the footage, and then even then when people in the comments tell you, oh my god, did you see the eyes? They were right there. They were so close. Oh my god, the chills you would get just from looking at that video footage again.
After this video, there were no additional updates on the incident. In 2021, YouTuber Matt Field spent the night in a dark cave in the middle of nowhere in Australia after his friend.
Oh my god, it's Australia. It's Australia. He's out there in the world, down under.
Told him about an unsettling experience he had in that cave and dared him to spend the night there alone. Matt's channel is a bit more extreme than other outdoor exploration channels, and his videos often feature him leaving civilization behind and going to remote locations for days, living only off the fish he catches and the animals he hunts. In the video, he mentions that he didn't bring any water to.
That's cool. If that's actually true, how it is, that he actually just lives off the land. What? Okay, cool.
To the trip, hoping to find water to drink in the cave. After about 4 hours of walking, he finally finds the cave and climbs down the man-made ladder inside.
That is a man-made ladder. For real, for real.
Entering deeper inside the cave, Matt crawls into the different holes he finds to see if any of them lead.
Oh my god, spelunking. There's so much stuff that can be just hidden in there. And then you also have to worry about rocks and cave-ins and stuff if the ground gets unsettled out there. And then, especially in Australia, who knows what's down there? It could be anything.
Anywhere. Around this time, he started hearing a couple of rocks falling near the entrance and the sound of some sort of animal walking around. At one point in the video, he mentions he feels like he's being watched, and things get a little more.
Yeah, he could be in some kind of animal's den for all he knows, and they're just keeping an eye on him.
More disturbing at around 11 p.m. when he begins to eat his baked beans for dinner.
Those delicious, delicious beans. Look at them. Look at them.
That is beautiful. Baked beans in a haunted cave.
Haunted? I don't know about haunted, but spooky, yeah. I'll give you spooky. That I will give you.
Oh my God.
Language, sir. Language.
That was the sound. That is the sound. Did you hear that? Look at my arms.
Yeah, you have some nice tattoos, but anytime someone ever does this on video, you can't see diddly squat. Okay.
I got full goosebumps. It's the chains moving when I climb down the ladder. It's a big, heavy, thick chain. Wind can't move that.
Now, wind. If there's enough wind there, it can move chains. Thick chains, yes. It has been shown time and time again that wind does move chains.
Holy.
I said language, sir. Language.
When Matt recorded this video, it wasn't a windy night at all, and the fact that the chain is moving can only mean that
we don't know that. It could have been windy, for all we know. I mean, for all we know, it could be just creatures going in and out, and they're jumping on top of the chains and moving it. Who knows? It could, that probability. Come on, it's Australia for crying out loud.
that there's someone or something down there with him.
That chain moved just then. It is 100% now. I heard it before. I'm 100% certain it's the chain that I walked in, that you climbed down into this cave on. It's moving. Now, you can't move that chain with wind. It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even for...
I mean, depending on how far he is, you can't even hear that. You can't even feel the wind. It could be wind. We'll see.
Holy...
But you do hear it. Sir, the language. Come on. Yeah, that is rocks. Something is hitting rocks, and it's hitting the chain, and it's coming down. So there's something over there. For who knows what it is. It could be anything. It could smell the beans. Those delicious, delicious beans. Ooh. I want some.
God. You must have heard that just then.
I like how he talks like we can see it. He's like, yes, we do hear it. We do hear it. Oh my God. It's like we were there.
Look at my arms, dude.
Yes, nice tattoos, but we still can't see your goosebumps. It doesn't really look like he's actually scared. But we keep going.
Oh, this is fucked. Okay. Well, I've got my backpack back on, and I'm booting on out of here.
I mean, if he's leaving, he's going in the direction where he's hearing all the sounds, so I don't know. This seems a little weird to me. I would not go in a direction where all the sound would be going. But hey, that's just me.
I just heard a sound. It's not normal. It's definitely not a normal sound, and I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, how come we can never hear these sounds? He's hearing all these sounds that we can't hear. So it could be he could just be putting on an act right now.
It's probably about 2.5 hours after I checked in with you guys, so it would be around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and that sound was not normal. I'm getting out of here.
After the creepy noises subside, he changes his mind about leaving the cave and decides to spend the rest of the night near the entrance. A couple of hours later, he reported hearing hissing sounds that sounded like human voices, but after walking around the cave, he couldn't find anything that could be making those noises. Aside from big animals, the worst thing that could have happened to Matt is to have come across a hostile squatter living in the cave.
Yeah, it could be a squatter, or it could be a snake.
Though it's unclear why anyone would want to live down there. Fortunately, he made his way out of the cave safely as soon
People have made homes out of less, okay? Less.
as the sun rose, and never went back to that cave again. Rody is a channel dedicated to off-the-grid living, in which the uploader usually posts videos about what life is like living.
Hey, look at that setup right there in that screen right there in the second one. He's got his TV, he's got an Xbox. He's living the life in a van, but still living the life.
Living out of his truck and traveling around the country. The videos are usually pretty cool, with an emphasis on the beauty of nature and independent living. But this particular video is a bit more disturbing than the rest. In December 2017, Rody uploaded footage of an incident that took place earlier that year while he was car camping in a parking lot.
Oh God, don't tell me that's somebody out there that he doesn't know. Oh man, that's not good.
At around 1:30 a.m., a hooded man started walking around his truck and taking pictures of his license plates. Because
Oh
the
my
back
God,
of the
they're
truck where
gonna
the
try and
uploader was
rob him.
sleeping was pretty much pitch black, the man probably didn't see anyone in there and continued to suspiciously walk around the truck for several minutes, unaware that he was being recorded. After a while, the man makes his way to the side of the truck and tries to shine the flashlight inside, which is when the uploader decides to take action to protect himself and let the man know he's there.
Yes, bang on that window. Bang on it. Let him know you're there. Scream out in a loud guttural noise. Guard. Rawr!
Immediately after the uploader bangs his fist on the inside of the truck, the suspicious man runs away. It's unclear what exactly he planned to do, but based on his behavior,
Probably just steal the truck. Is my guess, is what he was gonna do. Why else you gonna do that and try to look through the window to see what you can steal?
it couldn't have been anything good, and he was probably planning a carjacking. Fortunately, the uploader was able to get away safely and spend the night elsewhere.
Oh, good for him. Good for him.
Gary and Amica are a father-daughter duo from Scotland who make videos about their travels around
so
Europe in their
adorable.
camper van. The videos are usually pretty wholesome and entertaining, but in this particular video, Gary and Amica had a pretty disturbing encounter. This footage was uploaded in March of 2023 during a trip to Tensmere Forest in North Fife, Scotland. As they were walking through the woods, Amica told her dad she heard voices somewhere near them, and after searching for a while, this is what they found.
Oh no! Don't tell me it's something super scary. Not for the child.
We just stopped and had a look in these woods. Look at how scary that is.
Did somebody make a mannequin farm and place these mannequins all over the place? Is that what that is?
Torch on. Here's even one on the ladders.
Oh, there's someone lying on the ground. Without
Falling
any
over. Look at the one on the ladders going up the tree.
Oh, yeah, that's creepy.
What about the one lying over there to the left? Yeah, there. Keep it there. That is weird, isn't it?
One over there that isn't actually a person. There's a doggy there.
In addition to dozens of creepy mannequins dressed up in costumes,
so
they came across some pretty
weird.
unsettling paintings hanging outside the little cabin in the middle of the woods. I did some research and found several other channels that featured the strange cabin, but the only information I could find was that
Someone was having fun out there. That's all I could say.
the mannequins and paintings were probably set up there at some point in 2021. It's unknown what exactly the purpose of all this is, but whoever set it up clearly went through a lot of trouble to make it as creepy as possible.
And
As Gary and
creepy,
Amica make
they
their way
have
out of the woods, a
succeeded.
car starts to approach them from the other side, and Gary starts to get a little freaked out. Fortunately, they were able to make it back to the van without having to cross the car's path.
Oh, good for them. Good for them. Yeah, they don't want to be caught in whatever that is.
As of this video's upload, there have been no further updates on the creepy discovery. In 2018, a YouTuber named John uploaded this video to his channel Lost Lakes, in which he posts about his backcountry camping adventures in
God.
Canada.
Every camper's nightmare is right here.
The video was taken at around 3:30 a.m. at a remote location
Always 3:30. Why? Even in real life, 3:30 is very bad for people. Ugh.
west of Chapleau, Ontario, where, according to John, there was no cell phone signal.
Well, I am living every solo camper's nightmare right now. There appears to be
That sock doesn't look like it fits him well. Look at that crumple right at the sole of his feet. He gets them extra big.
an animal of some kind pacing around my tent. It's the middle of the night.
Oh God, I think you can hear her breathing. Uh-huh.
And then around 3:30, I started to hear this pacing sound. And 45 minutes later, it's still just pacing around out there.
If it smells your food, bruh, it that's what it's looking for. Just throw the food at him and you'll be fine. Trust.
Considering he was camping in a remote location in the black bear capital of the world, it's very likely
Oh God, it's black bears. Oh my God, that's even worse. Why are you going solo camping in an area with black bears? Those things are aggressive.
that there was a bear or some other large animal outside the tent. Although it's rare for bears to attack campers, it has been known to happen.
If they're hungry enough, they will attack. Okay. Nothing stops them more than hunger and keeping their cubs safe.
Other animals such as moose or wildcats can also pose a threat to campers if they ever feel threatened or
Oh, true, the wildcats. I almost forgot about those gatos.
provoked, and in those cases, a feeble camping tent won't offer a lot of protection against an angry 600-pound animal. It's much more common for people to be
600
harassed by other
pounds.
people than by animals, but in this case, the footsteps don't sound very human. To maintain sanity, John shows his viewers the things he brought along on his camping trip to protect himself against animals, which
I hope he has to use that hatchet. I hope he knows how to use it very well.
include a hatchet, bear spray, and an air horn. Near the end of the video, he mentions his car is right outside the tent, but he can't find his key and probably left it in the car.
Oh God,
But
no.
in the end, he slept through the night safely. He never found out what exactly was walking around his tent that night. Most campers will say they're more afraid of running into ill-intentioned people rather than aggressive animals on their camping trips.
True. People are very unpredictable.
And this footage is the perfect example of why. Love Sundays is a channel run by a man named Sean who uploads videos of his solo camping adventures in the UK.
Oh God, it's the UK. Jolly good old England, they say.
In a video he uploaded in September 2022, he shows what happened one night when he camped on the side of the road in Cornwall. Technically, he wasn't supposed to be camping there due to parking regulations, so
Then why park there? Then why even be there in the first place? When you're not even supposed to be there.
He made every effort possible to make it seem less obvious that he would be spending the night on the side of the road. Before the sun sets, he goes into his van and starts making dinner, making as little noise as possible.
I gotta wonder, if he has to go to the bathroom, where does he go? He's in a van that doesn't have a bathroom in there. So, and he's in the town. In the middle of the night, where is he gonna go?
Possible to avoid unwanted attention. At around 9 p.m., he turns off the lights and goes to bed. Everything seems to be going just fine, but at around 2 a.m., Sean's night takes a pretty unsettling turn.
Always around that late.
I just heard something outside.
Oh my god. Someone's jiggling the handle. Someone's trying to break in. Why?
Okay, I think they've gone. They literally tried to get in the van.
Luckily they didn't.
It wasn't just a knocking, they were trying the handle.
It's not uncommon for solo campers to be asked to move somewhere else in the middle of the night, especially when you're parked somewhere where you're not supposed to be.
True. Very true. It for all they know, it was probably a police officer trying to knock and see what's going on, because they see what looked to be a suspicious white van parked in an area where they've probably never seen it while they're doing their patrols. So they're probably just trying to find out what was going on.
But in this case, it's highly unlikely that this was a police officer or some other person with the authority to tell him to move, as in these cases, they would almost always knock first and announce themselves verbally.
I mean, for all we know, it could be somebody from the neighborhood who's probably just right outside, wondering what the heck is this van doing here, and trying to investigate themselves.
Once they have your attention, they'll ask you to leave, but they won't just walk up to a van on the side of the road and start trying the door handle without announcing their intentions. It's much more likely that someone was trying to break into Sean's van. Luckily, whoever was trying to break in left after only a few seconds, and Sean wasn't bothered by them again. These kinds of encounters can be
Yeah, you see, like, look at there. They see all the cars they normally see, and then they see that one weird van, and they're trying to see what the heck is going on. Because, hey, people are curious things.
extremely disturbing, but luckily Sean woke up the next morning unharmed and was on his way to his next destination shortly after.
Alright, thank you for the video. Were you scared about that one? You know what? I was a little scared. Some of those encounters were just a little bit too much for me. But hey, we made it through. Okay, and as always, everyone have a good day, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you guys are all at. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Kick, kick, kick.